kind of a tough thing. Hey, we got a call coming in. We're going to try to see if that starts flashing. We'll take it right now. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon. This is Adrienne.
Hi, Adrienne Ross. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Now, just to give people a little bit of a introduction, you are a school teacher from Hudson, New York, near Albany, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you're also, you got very active in the draft Sarah Palin 2012 movement. In fact, you're the state coordinator for that. And I know I met you down at, when she appeared down in Auburn, New York, about a month ago. So,
that's right, that's where I met you.
Okay. So anyway, you're very active in all of that, and the big thing is now you are in Alaska as we speak. What part of Alaska are you in?
I am currently in Anchorage. I got to Anchorage yesterday. I was going to Fairbanks and then spent a couple days in Wasilla, and now in Anchorage for the day.
Okay. What's it like up there weather-wise this time of year?
It is so beautiful right now. Everywhere I go, everyone is saying that it's such an odd thing right now for it to be as warm as it is. It's been in the 80s, and it hasn't rained since I've been here. It's just been beautiful.
Well, good. You brought some good weather from down here. Now, why did you choose to go up there? I mean, obviously, Alaska is a wonderful place for a summer vacation, but you chose to go up there for reasons beyond that.
Well, actually, I became more interested in Alaska when, of course, Governor Palin stepped into the national spotlight. Just like with many other people, it just sparked my interest. I had a desire to go, and then an opportunity came up for me to be on a Christian television station, actually, and talk about the committee a little bit. And so that kind of thing all just came together, my desire to be there and then other opportunities and doors that opened, and I just felt like stepping through those doors. And so I'm here for a month. Okay,
you're up there for a month, and you obviously, when you went up there, you were hoping that Governor Palin would move on to perhaps a presidential campaign, and then all of this other stuff came down on Friday, and I guess were you as surprised as the rest of us?
I was surprised. I was actually on the road going to Wasilla from Fairbanks on Friday, and my cell phone just started jumping, and all the news came, and I was absolutely surprised. But then when I heard her discuss her reasons,
right,
I thought, just like her character, to do something selfless.
Right. Now, obviously, there's differing opinions on this, and you've probably heard some of the commentary. Some people think it hurts her future ambitions because she is no longer in office and she quit midterm. Others say it frees her up to pursue other endeavors. How do you read all of this?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say that we should know by now that Governor Palin doesn't operate on just doing what's politically advantageous. That's not how she's wired. She's a public servant, and she's going to do what she believes is best for the state of Alaska. And right now, because of some of the nonsense that goes on here, our hands are tied somewhat as far as, all these ethics complaints and all the money that it's costing the state. It's unfortunate, but it's in the best interest of the state.
Yeah.
On to Lieutenant Garnell, and so that's the decision that she made.
Now, you and I both live in New York State, so we know how rough and tumble politics can be. Isn't what was going on up in Alaska pretty much just politics as usual?
Well, exactly. And we know that she's not willing to play the politics as usual game. And we also know that when it crosses the line where it's costing taxpayer dollars that could be used to, for infrastructure and for teachers and for troopers, it's just ridiculous, and you can't allow that to continue. And that's exactly what's going to happen. These ethics complaints, $500,000 and $2 million across the state, it is ridiculous, and it just tied her hands. She was spending her days dealing with these things rather than the things that she wanted to be dealing with, which is serving Alaska. Now,
this will obviously free her up to be able to travel to other areas, do speeches, to do appearances and all of that. That's a good thing. Do you really believe she will run for president in 2012? Are you confident of that?
Well, I wouldn't use the term confident because obviously the governor's never said that she will run for president. But what I like is the fact that she's never said that she will not. In fact, just the other day she said that everything's on the table. And I will just say what she said. If she discovers that there's a door that's been opened that will be best for her, for her family, for the nation, then she'll walk through that door. And I believe that she's the person to lead, and that's what the committee is all about. It's about gathering that support so that should she decide to run, we already have these contacts in place, and we can pass that information on to her, and she can take the ball and run with it.
Now, folks up here in Watertown know I'm a big fan of the governor's, but what I want to get is your voice on all of this. You are a school teacher, obviously a professional type and so on. You hear what's said about Governor Palin, that she's, mentally not up to the job, that she's erratic, that she, you've heard it all. I mean, how do you respond to all of that when your friends back at the elementary school in Hudson, New York, sort of ride you a little bit about your support?
Middle school.
Yeah, middle school, yeah. I mean, obviously other teachers must sort of chide you a bit on this, don't they?
Actually, I don't hear too much about it. We don't talk a lot of politics, not because I don't want to, but it makes other people uncomfortable. I don't really, I operate on conviction. I don't really, it's not going to sway me one way or the other, whether they agree with me. Clearly, anyone who's done their research on Governor Palin knows that she is intelligent, she's extremely bright, and she's common sense. And those who say they can't understand her, it's probably because you've been brainwashed by the elite, and you're used to people operating a certain way and not through character, integrity, and just basic common sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, there certainly is a lot of that, and ever since this came out, one of the things that was speculated on is that she quit because of other shoes that would drop and so on, and even to the point where the FBI had to make the unprecedented action of putting out a statement saying, no, she's not being investigated. That's a pretty bad situation, isn't it? I mean, when someone has to put up with that?
Right. That's more of the same, and this is exactly the stuff that she's dealing with. The FBI, I'm so glad that they did step up. There's no investigation. This is a woman who has fought for ethics, is a very ethical person, and all these ethics violations have been proven to be wrong. So there is an investigation. I do believe that she stepped aside for the reason she said she stepped aside, and that's the end of that.
Okay.
Again, that's the politics of personal destruction that people have been engaging in.
Yeah, I do too. You went to Wasilla, and we've obviously heard a lot about Wasilla. What kind of a community is it? How would you compare it to life here in New York State?
I didn't find it very much different from home. I live in Hudson. I'm originally from New York City. I have family in New York and Long Island. But, I'm near Chatham, and it just didn't, to be honest with you, it absolutely felt like home. I can honestly say that if I came to Alaska and spent my time in Wasilla alone, I would not have felt cheated at all. I really, really enjoy it. I'm in Anchorage now. Took a walk through down last night, but it's just not the same one. There is something special about Wasilla.
Have you seen any of these big media types who were in town? Andrea Mitchell and some others who were up and interviewed the governor yesterday when she was fishing.
Right. No, I have not seen her. I know that the land is calling with them, but I haven't. I was interviewed by a gentleman who was writing for Time and also hoping to submit a story to the New Yorker. But that's about the extent of what I've seen. But I know they're here.
Yeah. Yeah, you never see the Maureen Dowd types from the New York Times up there actually finding out what it's all about and so on. When you talk to people in places like Wasilla, and trying to be as objective as you can, what are their feelings towards Governor Palin?
I have never seen such an incredible action. These people love her. I'm not surprised that her approval rating was as high as it was before they began to attack her when she was deemed a threat to President Obama. But they love her. I went to the Tea Party on the 4th of July. You just mentioned her name, and people go crazy. They know that she has fought for them. They know that she loves the state. They know that she's fighting for our military and for energy independence and for less government intrusion. And they love her. Mm-hmm. They love her. And obviously, we know that there are pockets of people who don't, and those are the people that are causing the trouble. Unfortunately, for the other people who just have common sense.
Yeah, I know you don't like to be a name dropper, but you are the niece of Senator